right. Like that. Kevin came up in the house last night. Man. My friend, I missed y'all last night. Man. What happened? Huh? Missed y'all last night? Man, come on. It was good too. Brother Favor went off last night. It was good. Mr. Bishop Ronolad Hairston Jr., welcome to El-beth-el Sabbathdaychurch. We're going to start on our Sabbath day open. We're here at 118 Chaney Avenue, Jacksonville, North Carolina, 28540. Times of the service again. I'm going to get y'all later on. Just messing with y'all. Time of the service is we had Shabbat, 11:30. Yahuwah studies, instruction of the Torah Wednesday night at 7. Then on Sunday and Friday evening was the beginning of the Shabbat, which was the Passover last night. We had a beautiful time. TV Land, it was beautiful. Too bad you wasn't here. You got to come here in the physical sense. TV Land, you couldn't receive that. It was a blessing that my brothers have blessed me again and blessed that bishop. But we did the feast day today, yesterday, and that feast day was being honorable ordinance. That's right. Thank you, Yahuwah. I just got in trouble. The king, I was supposed to listen to ordinance. I was supposed to look that word up. Being obedience to the feast days of the pastor, and it was awesome. And that's on Friday nights. 7. The service is on Friday nights at 7, beginning of Shabbat. We had Brother Lewis and Brother Larry came through, and Brother Kevin came through, and it was a beautiful time, TV Land. That, like I said, when 2 or 3 are together in His name, He's in the midst. And that's what we was. It was fellowship, it was being obedient to Yahuwah, and that's what this house do. We want to be obedient. Okay? We get ready to start our 7-day open. We're just playing around now with TV Land. And again, my Sabbath day open. If you have anybody have any scriptures that want to speak, we speak the Sabbath day. We open up with the Sabbath day to let people know again. And I'm glad y'all here. Hear my mouth, Sister Palitcha, my sister. Hey, welcome to the house of y'all. Glad you're here. You're not in trouble, because I was going to get you if you weren't here today. You done made it. You safe. You just ain't safe. You safe from your bishop. That's right. I will get you. But you did good, sis. You doing okay? All right. Praise Him. Praise Him. Praise Him. Praise Him. Do we have any Sabbath-day scriptures? Brother Mike, you got any Sabbath-day scripture you want to speak? You all by yourself alone, so you wait for your mama, your sisters, and your brother. You all by yourself now on this side, sir. What's up? Look like Miguel, man. Miguel look like you, man. Come on now. Do we have Sabbath-day scriptures? Brother Chris, we do Sabbath-day scriptures to know why we keep the Sabbath day. That's what we do. All right? So TV Land said the same thing, so there won't be no excuse. Because like I said, in this house, Brother Chris, if we don't keep the Sabbath day, you're going to sin. The reason why you sin is because y'all has commanded us to keep the Shabbat day. People go to church on Sunday. He didn't command us to go to church on Sunday. Sunday just another day. Sunday is the first day of the week. All right? You go to church on Sunday all you want to, and you don't want, you ain't in sin. People you say, well, you in sin, you don't go to church on Sunday. No. You in sin if you don't go to church on Shabbat day. Because y'all has commanded it. This is the 7th day. He blessed this day, and He sanctified the day. Y'all already know about sanctification. Especially Brother Larry can tell you about that. Sanctification, He's set apart. Holiness. Kadesh. We are Kadesh. So y'all separated this day from any other day. You know why He separated this day? Y'all little ones should know this one. We're going to study about this one. Because He created everything in 6 days. Everything He spoke out of His mouth, and it was there. Even the Malachis, angels above that do His work. Everything, 6 days. And we was on the 6th day He created us, made us a living flesh, gave us a breath, made us a living soul, gave us a breath of life. We are in His image. Even created us 6 days. But on the 7th day, He rested and He blessed it for all His works. He liked what He done did. Y'all done did great works. And He loved us because He made us in His image. We the best thing, the last thing He made. We the best thing. We might be the foulest thing because we don't messed up. You laughing like that. But we the best thing. You know why we foul? Because Adam and Eve, we stay foul. But Yahusha blessed us. Thank you that y'all love us so much. He gave us Yahusha for our atonement. We cleansed now. But think about it. He blessed this thing. And you know when y'all bless something, when y'all brock, it's brock. When he sanctified, he's set apart. And he commanded Yeshurel to do this thing. Okay? Did he do that on Sunday? No. Monday? No. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday evening started. All those other days, they were just good. Good means all right. Good means okay. It was good. But on the seventh day, he put his stamp approval on it. Okay, like I said, in this house, at Bethel, we do a lot of reading in this house. Oh, excuse me. TV Land, the creed of the Bethel is Ephesians 4:5. We believe one Yah, one faith, one baptism. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 20. At Bethel foundation, our foundation is built upon the apostles and the prophets, and Yahushua the Mashiach is the chief cornerstone. Get it right. That's why I got to tell you that. It's not what I say. I tell this house, it ain't what I say, it's what the apostles and the prophets, but what Yeshua is the chief cornerstone. He is the foundation of this house. So it ain't going to be what my word says, it's going to be what that Dabarine says. Everything with y'all, everything with apostles, everything disciples, because they've been before me. Yeshua, 2,000 years. The prophets are right there. 16, and 2,000, 2,400, 3,000. Musa, 4,000. Think about all these people, all these prophets. They walked with Yahuwah. They talked with Yahuwah. They were obedient with Yahuwah. They lived with Yahuwah, and they were faithful. Who give me the right to say anything? I'm still living with my dumb self. No, I can't call me dumb. With my dumb self, stupid self, think I know everything. I'm going to obey what they say. They don't live the life. They were faithful. And they lived with y'all. And that was A's. And they got straight A's. So I'm going to listen to them. I ain't that stupid. At least I can listen and read and follow. If you can do that, you're very smart. You are a very smart person. All you got to do is listen, read, follow. Can you do all that and be obedient? If you do all that, you're going to make it with Yahuwah. And Yahuwah said, well done, my good and faithful servant. Come and eat of the good of the land. Come into my rest. That's what we want. That's what I want. Well done. When you say well done, good and faithful servant, that's it. Don't tell me nothing no more. I done made it in. By me reading, by me listening, by me following, by me being obedient. Obedience is another one thing. Sister Belicha, my little ones, obedience. It's another one thing. I'm still learning on that too. Don't think I ain't got the corner of the map. I'm letting you know. I might look like it. I might not see it. Yes, but hey, he still gets me. I'm still working on mine too. Letting you know, but you might not see it. But I'm still working on it. My obedience, my listening, my looking, seeing, my reading, studying. Last one he wants us to be, obedient. If you're obedient, that means you're faithful. It means you're loyal. Obedience. A lot of men right back in here, Dabarine, some obedient people. All right, got me started, boy. I'm heated, boy. All right, let's start TV Land. I was already preaching. Man, I got my guns firing. I'm ready to shoot, boy. Anybody got a scripture? Come on. What's up? Yes, man, I know.
I got one.
I knew I got after that line out there. And yes, right, TV Land. I'm going fishing tomorrow, boy. Let it be sunshine. I'm gone, boy. Stop, man. Gonna get my fishing license tonight. Is it a short one, sir?
It's a short one.
All right. Go ahead. Ismail.
Thank Yah.
Go ahead.
And His mercy.
Go ahead.
This is Jubilees 2,
Yes.
verse 1. All right? And an angel of the presence spoke to Moshe according to the word of Yah, saying, write the complete history of the creation, how in 6 days Yahuwah Elohim finished all his work, and all that he created
Yes.
and kept the Shabbat
Yes.
on the seventh day
Yes.
and sanctified it
Yes.
for all ages,
Yes.
forever.
Yes. Thank you,
You know,
Lord. Go ahead.
and appointed it
Yes.
as a sign for all his work.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Awesome. Anybody else got a Shabbat scripture? Well, Sister Bleacher got one. Come on. I know I'm going to get it after service. That's why I'm picking on you now, because I know I'm going to get it later. Woo! Thank you, Yusha. We're going to Deuteronomy chapter 5. Deuteronomy chapter 5, we're going to some Shabbat scriptures. All right? And y'all little ones are still working on y'all Torah, your Tanakh. So y'all will have something, personal ones, so y'all can keep bringing to y'all when y'all come to the house of y'all. And y'all can be ready reading. Do y'all have y'all notebooks yet? Can I tell y'all to get some notebooks? I don't hear anybody. Brother Mike, Sister Malia, Brother Malachi. I ain't messing with Brother Miguel yet. Alright, Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 12. Keep the Shabbat day to sanctify it as Elohim your Yah has commanded you. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work. But on the 7th day is the Shabbat of Elohim your Yah. And then you shall not do any work. You, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your manservant, nor your maidservant, nor your ox, nor your mule, nor any of your cattle, nor your stranger that is within your gates, that your manservants and your maidservant may rest as well as you. And remember that you was a servant in the land of Mizraim, and that Elohim your Yah brought you out thence through a mighty hand and by a stretched out arm. Therefore Elohim thy Yah has commanded you to keep the Shabbat day. Here we go. Last part. Therefore, that sentence. Therefore, that's a statement. The Elohim your Yah, Elohim your Yah, Elohim your Yah commanded you to keep the Shabbat day. Your Yah. He's our Yah. He's our Yah. It says your Yah, my Yah, commanded you to keep the Shabbat. A command. He commanded us. Okay? Let's go to Luke chapter 4. Let's see if I can find the scripture. If not, we're going to go somewhere else. Y'all put it in my rock. See if I can find it. All right. Verse 16. Chapter 4, verse 16. And he came to Nazareth. Talking about Yahusha. Let's go to verse 14. And Yahusha returned into the power of the rock into Galilee, and there went out a fame of him throughout all the regions around about. Verse 15. And he taught in their synagogues, being glorified of all. And he came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up, as his custom was. I want you to underline custom. Custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Shabbat day and stood up for to read. And there was delivered unto him the book of the prophets Elias. And when he had opened the book, he found the place where it was written. And I stop right there. We can read that down. But like I said, verse 16. And he came to Nazareth, that's where he's from, where he had been taught, brought up, and as his custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Shabbat day. His custom. What was his custom? His people kept the Shabbat. We are his people. We are his people. We are the same as them. We keep the Shabbat. As Yahusha kept the Shabbat, We keep the Shabbat. John chapter 15, come on. John chapter 15, rolling. Talking about Yahusha. Right here. Verse 9. As Abba have loved me, so have I loved you. Continue in my love. If you keep my commandments, you shall abide in my love, even as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. He kept his Father's commandments and abide in love. Even I kept my Father's commandments. And who is his Father? Yahuwah. What Yahuwah told us to do? Remember Shabbat and keep it holy. He commanded us to keep the Shabbat. As Yahusha kept his Father's, because that was his custom. His custom. His people do it. Okay? Go to Acts chapter 13. Now in the New Tanakh, people say we ought to keep, in the New Testament, it says a different covenant. We are by grace, and we don't have to keep the Shabbat. That's a lie, TV land. Why is they keeping the Shabbat in the New Testament, and we don't have to? Again, I remember Sister Sue, she looked it up, when they changed the Shabbat. The Catholic Church changed the Shabbat. The Catholic Church, I'm saying the Catholic, were making people that worship on a Sunday. He said if you don't worship, you say if you don't worship on a Sunday, they say they're going to discommunicate with you. They started killing the Jews, the Irene people, and anybody else that worshiped on Shabbat. They was doing that. They were making people worship on a Sunday. Think about it. You had a lot of money. You had land. Think about it. You had fame. And they told you if you don't worship on a Sunday, you're going to lose all that stuff. Guess what they did? They started worshiping on a Sunday. Because they didn't want to lose their money. They didn't want to lose their land. They didn't lose their fame. They would worship idols. It caused them to sin. That's how they changed it. Then you got traditions. That's why it's called the traditions of man. That's why traditions can't heal you. That's why traditions can't save you. That's why traditions are messing people up right now today. Because it's traditions of man that when they change it to Sunday. Now it's man. It's not y'all. Because man made people to worship on Sunday. Now we so ignorant right now, 1,400 years, 1,500 years now, we don't know better. That's why we worship on Sunday right now. Because we ignorant. Now we got the Darbarine. Now we got it. We don't want to read it like it says. We want to twist it around. Say it's okay now. That's when it becomes lukewarm. It's all right to worship on a Sunday. It's okay. I ain't hurt nobody. But you're missing the blessings. Yes, sir. Acts chapter 13. Rolling. All right. Verse 27. For they dwelt at Jerusalem, and their rulers, because they knew him not, nor yet the voices of the prophets, which are read every Shabbat day. They have fulfilled them in condemning him. You're talking about Yahusha. But I want you to see this. This was doing right here. This was doing right here around Yahusha's time. And before Yahusha, I want y'all to get this in your ears. For they that dwell in Jerusalem, and their rulers, because they knew him not, nor yet the voices of the prophets before Yeshua, which are read every Shabbat day, they have fulfilled them condemning him. We already know that the prophecy was spoken before Yeshua, that he was coming. And then the prophets talked about Yeshua before he came. But you had a misunderstanding. It was read every Shabbat day. So if it was read every Shabbat day, somebody was listening. Somebody was speaking out of the Torah. There was somebody in that synagogue listening every Shabbat day. And that's why they condemned him, because they didn't know better. They didn't know Yahusha was come, in a different manner. They didn't know Yahusha was come like we had the pastor last night, talking about he was our sacrifice. They were looking for a king like King Daud, like King David. They were looking for somebody to destroy the Romans. They couldn't take Yahushua like that. That's why they condemned him. Mocked him, spit upon him, beat him. But it was Elohim's doing anyway. Because he already knew what was in his heart already. But I was trying to tell you that every Shabbat day, ain't nothing changed. Go ahead, verse 41. Behold, ye despise and wonders and perish, for I work at a work of your day, a work which shall in no wise believe, though a man declare it unto you. And when the Jews were gone out of the synagogue, the Gentiles besought that these words might be preached to them the next Shabbat day. We understand that Gentiles were not allowed in the synagogue. They were defiled. So guess this way. Gentiles were smart. That's why Gentiles are so smart, man. They stayed on the outside. Listen to Apostle Shaw. They were so hungry, even though they couldn't go in the temple, they were on the outside trying to get all they could get. Because they loved about this Yeshua. There was something about Yeshua. That's why they confront them and say, hey, maybe you can talk to us on the next Shabbat day. So what you talking about? The next Shabbat day. What's Shabbat? It's on a Saturday. Not no Sunday. What we got? Okay, verse 43. Now, when the congregation was broken up, many of the Jews and the religious prostrates fall Paul and Barnabas, who speaking to them, persuaded them to continue in the grace of Yah. In verse 44, the next Shabbat day came almost the whole city together to hear the word of Yah. The next Shabbat day, the whole city come. That's what I want to do in Jacksonville, North Carolina. I want to get the whole city of Jacksonville to come on Shabbat day. That's my goal. That's my dream, TV land. If I can get all Jacksonville to come on Shabbat day, boy, Alls County be awesome. They couldn't stop Alls County. If everybody get the revelation and start coming on Shabbat and start worshiping Yah on Shabbat day, you talk about blessed, man. Boy, people be having jobs and cars and land, houses, flowing, milk and honey like that, because they were being obedient. Think about it, the whole city came on Shabbat day. And we already know Shabbat's on a Saturday. The whole city. All right? Let's go to chapter 18, chapter 17. Just want to let you know, they came back on a Shabbat day. All right? Verse 1 and 2. Now, when they had passed through Amphipolis and Apollonia, they came to Thessalonica, wherever it is, sir. I was there. Still say the wrong name. I even visited the whole town. I was still there. Where was a synagogue of the Jews. And Paul, as his manner was, went into them. And as Paul in his manner, who was Paul and what was Paul? Paul was Ibrahim, Hebrew, Judah, whatever you want to say. Tribe of Benjamin. Yes, he was. Smallest tribe. But think about it. His custom, like Yahusha, his custom. Okay? They kept the Shabbat. Man, it says, and Paul in his manner went unto them, and 3 Shabbat days reasoned with them out of the scriptures. 3 Shabbat days. If it's 3 Shabbat days, if you're in your schooling and you add it up, he was there for 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Teaching about Mashiach. Telling about what Yeshua has done. 3 weeks. He kept it. I'm tell you, Apostle Paul, he kept the Shabbat. And y'all want to talk about that one scripture in Colossians, think about chapter 3 or chapter 1. Don't let nobody tell you about your Sabbath day or your holy day or something like that. I'll get to that in a minute. Chapter 18. After these things, verse 1, Paul departed from Athens and came to Corinth and found a certain Jew named Aquila, born of Pontus, lady come from Italy, with his wife Priscilla, because that Claudius had commanded all Jews depart from Rome, and came unto them. And because he was of the same craft, he abode with them and wrought, for by their occupation they were tent makers. And he reasoned in the synagogue every Sabbath, persuading the Jews and the Greek. Every Sabbath. And if you already understand that the Corinth church, Apostle Paul was there a year and a half. If you do your history, you want to look it up. El-beth-el, Sister Sue. I know I was joking with Sister Sue in my head the other day that Sister Sue, she'll research. If I ask her to do something, she'll go look it up and she'll tell me what it is. How long was Apostle Paul in Corinth when he built the Corinth church for the first time, his missionary work? How long? Because you know Corinth church was a bad church. Disobedient. Well, the Corinth church was a port where the ships came in. So being as in the Navy, ports overseas are bad. I'm trying to tell you, they got all kind of sin, all kind of idolatry and everything else on that port. All kind of evil stuff. So Corinth was like that same port that merchants and stuff always came in and did their bidding. So Corinth was a bad city. So Apostle Paul was there at least about a year and a half. You want to do the research, do the research. So if he was there about a year and a half, I try to tell you, he kept the Shabbat every Shabbat. Every Shabbat. If he kept every Shabbat, that means every Sabbath day he was there. So he was there 52 times and plus. He was there. I'd say about 80 times he kept the Shabbat. Let's go to Acts chapter 8. We're in the New Testament. Y'all don't think I can teach you the New Testament Shabbat scriptures. I can teach you Shabbat scriptures in the New Testament. Everybody talking about Shabbat's Old Testament. Shabbat's Old Tanakh. Oh, that's the Old Tanakh. No. Shabbat is a New Testament. Shabbat never changed. Why Shabbat had changed? Because y'all changes not. Okay. See if I can find it. Help me y'all. Help me y'all. Help me y'all. Help me y'all. Acts chapter 16. Acts chapter 8. I think it's Acts chapter 16. Thank you, Usha. Yes. Acts chapter 16, excuse me. All right. Verse 12. And from thence to Philippi, which is the chief city of the part of the Macedonia and a colony, and we were in the city abiding certain days. We're in the city abiding, this is Apostle Paul, in the city abiding certain days. And on the Sabbath, we went out of the city by a riverside, where prayers were wont to be made, and we sat down and spake unto the women which resorted there. The women. So I'm trying to tell you, in that city, they kept the Shabbat day. It was pretty cool. They went out the city and got by a river and kept the Shabbat. And that's where prayers and they talked before Yah. That's where Paul went to. Trying to tell you, Paul's custom. I'm trying to tell you, Paul kept the Shabbat. So what Paul did, when they kept the Shabbat, Paul would have kept the Shabbat right there with him. Went there by the riverside. I like that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You got Shabbat scripture right there. The Shabbat at the beach. I'm going to the beach. Right there by the waterway. And after Shabbat's over, I got my fishing poles and I'm going fishing. Right there. Think about that. Right there by the intercoastal waterway. And having Shabbat. Let the wind blow and the sun coming down. And having Shabbat. That's what it was at. The riverside. And keeping the Shabbat. That's awesome right there. That's where Paul was at. That's where Paul at. In verse 15, when she was baptized in her household, she besought her, saying, if ye have judged me to be faithful to Elohim, come in my house and abide there. And she constrained us. All right? That's where she got the revelation of Yahusha. She got the revelation. Verse 14, a certain woman named Lydia, a seller of purple of the city of Thyatira, which worshiped Yah, heard us, whose heart Elohim opened, and she attended to the things which were spoken of Paul. That means she got the there you go. She got the stuff of Yeshua. Yeah. All right. Let's go to thank you, Musha. Thank you, Musha. Romans chapter 7. I'm going to stay in the New Testament today. The New Tanakh. Verse 5. Verse 7. What shall we say then? Is the law sin? Yah forbid. Nay, I have not known sin but by the law. For I have not known lust except the law has said, thou shalt not covet. But sin, taking occasion by the commandment, wrought in me all manner of concupiscence. For without the law sin was dead. For I was alive without the law once. But when the commandments came, sin revived, and I died. And the commandments which was ordained to life, I found to be unto death. For sin, taking occasion by the commandments, deceived me, and by it slew me. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandments holy, and just, and good. Verse 12. Wherefore the law is holy, Kodesh, and the commandments Kodesh, and just, and good. Just, and good. Shabbat, the Shabbat day is just and good. Shabbat day is Kodesh. Shabbat day is Kodesh. Shabbat day is just and it's good. People don't say that. People be marking the Shabbat day. People be laughing at the Shabbat day. And they don't understand. Shabbat day is good. People don't understand. When you call Shabbat day, you get blessed today. You know, and Brother Chris, I share this in this house. They know it. It's automatic blessings when you come here. Because he blessed this day. He didn't bless Sunday. You got to ask for Yeshua, which is right, to get what you want. But without Yeshua, it's blessed today. All you have to say is Yeshua today. And I come out here and be obedient, and I'm a stranger, he got to bless me. A stranger, he had to bless. I go to that scripture later because I'm staying in the New Testament. I can prove to you where the stranger say he's blessed. You bless. He said, blessed he that comes in his name, Yahusha. That's 2. When you paid your offerings and your tithe to the house of Yah, that's 3. We learned the 4th one, which I knew now. We all come to unity. We are in unity today. Look at this whole house is unity. Look at y'all. All came for one thing, to worship Yahuwah. He commanded to be a blessing when brothers and sisters are in unity. He commanded a blessing. That's 4 blessings already. You automatically get in the house of Yah today. 4 blessings. People they don't teach you that on a Sunday church. They don't teach you out there about Yahuwah that you get blessed today. Y'all bless people today. Straight blessing. That's why I speak the blessings over y'all people. May you ride on the high places on the earth and feed you with the heritage of your code, which is the heritage of Yosef code, which is the heritage of Abraham. For the mouth of Yah has spoken it. Not me. When Yahuwah's mouth spoken it, for the mouth of Yah has spoken it. Then I back it up in the name of Yeshua. Because Yahuwah hears the name of Yeshua. Do anything in my will. You want anything? He asked, if you do anything in my name, my Father will do it. He said, if you do anything in my name, my Abba will do it. And that's why we say in Yahushua's name, that may Abba hear our prayers. So we want to ride on the high places on the earth. High places. Okay? Are we done? Last scripture. Shabbat scripture. Mark chapter 2. Mark chapter 2. All right. Verse 25. And he said unto them, have you never read what David did when he had need and was a hunger, he and they that were with him, how he went into the house of Yah in the days of Abiathar the high priest, and did eat the shewbread, which is not lawful to eat but for the priests, and gave also to them which were with him. And he said unto them, the Shabbat was made for man, and not man for Shabbat. Therefore, the benefit of Ish is Elohim, also of the Shabbat. Talking about Yahusha is Elohim of the Shabbat. If he said that, the Shabbat is right. Shabbat is right. I speak it to the TV land in this house. Shabbat is right. People out there don't understand. People might talk about you, might speak ugly about you, might laugh at you, might joke at you. But they're ignorant. They don't know better. Like I say, they've been taught the Catholicism, taught the Romans' ways. The Catholicism of Council of Nicaea. What's his name? Forgot his dude's name. The Council of Nicaea. What's his name? What's that Roman emperor name? Constantine. Titus was slaying everybody there. Titus was there straight doing people, boy. No, Titus the one that went around and took everybody to Jerusalem, right? Yeah. Titus. What's his name? The Lewis, what is his name? The Lopius, what is his name? The one that was tearing people up, putting to the lions and everything like that. That dude's name. All right, that is the Shabbat scriptures. Again, TV land, if you have any questions, please call me. You got the phone number. We'll discuss more about the Shabbat. I pray that you get into the Shabbat scriptures. I pray that you get an understanding. I pray that you read. I pray that you study. I pray that you seek Yah. And I pray that Yah give you a revelation. That Yah gave my revelation. It took me to go to Elizabeth City to get my revelation. I can never forget. I went to a 7-day Adventist church in Elizabeth City, visiting my daughter and my grandchildren. And my daughter found a 7-day Adventist. She already knew I started keeping Shabbat. And I went because she liked it. And the preacher started talking to me, went into Bible study. Instead of being in service, he said he took a little bit of us and went to his office. And we had a Bible study. And then when we got in that Bible study, that's when Yahuwah talked to me. And he came from Exodus chapter 16. And that's my favorite scripture about Shabbat. He talked about the manna that was rained down every day except on Shabbat day. And he says, Yah did it for 40 years, kept his words. They had to pick it twice on a Friday, and on a Shabbat day, you didn't see none. Then Yah started dealing with me. He said, if I did it 40 years, why can't you do it? He said, son, you keep all 9 of them, why can't you keep the 10th one? I'll do it all 9. Why can't you keep the 10th? And y'all know y'all got that one song. Yeah, y'all be singing in the church too on Sunday. Oh, 99 won't do. Right, 99 and a half won't do. Don't let me sing that song. Let me say hallelujah, 99 and okay then. Don't keep that Shabbat then. You ain't gonna make it because you're doing 99 and a half. Ain't that right? But that's the Shabbat. Am I? All right. Okay. It's time for that service. Again, we do a lot of talking. Well, I do a lot of talking. I don't get time. I'll be like Brother Fabian, but I don't feel bad now. Brother Fabian, along with it, boy. But he get it out. Yay! I appreciate the sermon last week. It was a beautiful sermon. I will listen a little bit again about our teacher, Brother Fabian, as he taught. Again, that Monday we had a baptism, Sister Belicha, Brother Malachi, Brother Michael, Brother Miguel, Sister Malia. I'm very proud of you again. I'm serious, I am. I'm excited that y'all got baptized in Yahushua's name. It was a beautiful thing. I love it. And I give you honor, glory in Yahushua's name. Because you stepped up. A lot of people don't do that what y'all did. Because I said, y'all scared. Take little ones like that with a pure heart. They understand the truth. They knew what Yahushua said to them. And they did it. That's why I love y'all and I'm proud of y'all. Because y'all stepped up. Out there, they scared. TV land, you're scared. Because y'all heard the word. You heard the dog ring. And I asked one by one. Said, Miguel, we still working on it. We're going to get you again. You know what I'm saying? But think about it. Miguel, how old are you, man? 5, 6? How old are you? How old are you? 6? 6 years old. Got in some water. Came in like a man and got in some water. That's why I love you so much. He wasn't scared. 6 years old. He did it. He took it like this. He was like this. Ready to go. I love you, man. I love you. But I asked all the rest of them. I asked Michael, Malia, Malachi. I asked them, why did you get baptized? To get my sins washed away. Then I asked them again. I did not coach them. I says, what name you get baptized? Everyone, each of their mouth said Yahushua. They knew it. But I asked them before we got baptized, in the study back then, at that time when they're supposed to get baptized, I asked them the same thing, and they all said correctly. That's like your honor to all you. I'm proud of you. Your bishop right here, speak to Tibaland before everybody. I speak before y'all that I'm proud of you. Because you stepped up. And that's the biggest thing you ever could do in your life for Yahuwah. Because your name is written in the Lamb Book of Life. That's what you want your name in. So when you open the books, when he call you, he going to look down there. Sister Felicia, I see ya. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want. If people's name ain't in the Lamb Book of Life, he don't even look at you. He says, get away from that work of iniquity. He didn't even point. He don't even look at you. It has to be that way. And you got to go on march. They ain't going to march. The Melachis is going to take you. And they're going to cast you in the lake of fire. For everybody's name is not written in the Lamb Book of Life. That's where you go. But if your name written in the Lamb Book of Life, at least got a chance, man. Because there's books open. The books of works. The books of the Lamb Book of Life. The books of works of good and evil. Books of tears. But look down, talk about that. You're suffering, you're crying. There's books open. But your names are written in the Lamb Book of Life. That's the best one. I can prove that to you in Luke chapter 10, I think. He told them, don't worry about casting out devils and healing. You should be glad that your name is written there. Your name is written there. But Michael, that's awesome, man. Y'all, your name, he proud of you. Yahuwah, our Abba, proud of you, man. Because your name is in there. He'll redeemed you. He done bought you back. And you took heed of it. What Yahushua done did. Paid the price. And now y'all back. Y'all his children. Y'all his children. Written there. Now we got to live the life. Be preparing ourselves. Because we in this house now. You know, Abba, like I tell y'all, Abba got rules, man. Our father got some rules, man. We got to listen. We learning. We always make mistakes, but we kids. We like Miguel. We make mistakes, and he whip us. Because he loves us. He loves us. All right, little man. Right? He loves us. All right. Just had to share that with y'all. I'm serious. I want y'all to know that. Because I want y'all to know that y'all did good. Y'all did something big. That a lot of people are scared. They punks. I'll call them. I'll use another name, but I can't say it right here on y'all. Elikino. I can't say it like that. But for something like that, that's big. There's a lot of people out there in TV land and outside those walls, they miss the boat. That's one thing you miss, salvation. And that's the important thing. And that's what Bishop Meredith said before he died, last sermon. And I can never forget that. The only thing you got in this life is your soul. That's the only thing you got. Your soul is the most important thing. I don't care about anything else. Your kids, your mama, your daddy, your clothes, your car, your money, or anything else is your soul. Get your soul right. And then after that, you do everything else. Okay? That little intervention. But like I said, I told you what I was going to talk about, what I was going to begin talking about in this house. We're going to be talking about the curses. I said that last Shabbat day. I told Brother Favor that's what y'all have been dealing with me. And like I said, what Brother Favor been teaching on, it was going on about what I'm teaching on too. That we're going to be blessed people. Why are we blessed? Because you're obedient. Y'all said it's better to be obedience than sacrifice. Obedience is better than sacrifice. You know, and we'll be talking about it. We want to be obedient. By obedient is following His law, statutes, commandments, judgments. That's all point blank. Sacrificial things we don't have to worry about. Yahushua was our sacrificial. But there is some laws, there is some statutes, there is some commandments, and there's some precepts that we got to follow. You know, sometimes they don't confront us yet, but when it does, we need to take heed. Sometimes it's hard to do it sometimes, like me. And I tell you that, really key, El-beth-el had came out. I like the El-beth-el when you came out honest saying that, because I was bad. And then Brother Faye was shaking his head like this. You don't think I would see you, bro. And Ismail, he kind of smirked a little bit too. Y'all tore my butt up on that one. I would eat pork. I went right back to it. Y'all told me, he said, son, you went away from a while, and you came back to it. So you said, son, you were doing good. I said, yeah, but I got back in it. Thank you, El-beth-el. Because if you didn't say that, El-beth-el, I was still doing it. And Brother Faye just shook his head when I said, he shook that head, chilling like that. And y'all tore my butt up on that one, boy. He just ran on y'all, man. He used y'all and ran all hard, man. He said, son, he told me, son, you was doing it. I'll let you go. I'll let you get right back in it. Well, I was tearing them up. I was tearing the chitlins, man, the hog maws, man. I was tearing up the pig ribs, man, everything up. I got to mention to you. I don't care. That's why you repent. Isn't that right, brother? That's what's called repentance. You repent. And I repented. And my bacon, that would make it mad. Bacon on burger, bacon sandwiches, and bacon BLT and all that stuff, yeah. Hey, bacon on my salad and all that stuff. Hey, I'm just telling you, man. I'm speaking all that. Confession's good for the soul, you know? But I already repented a long time ago. I don't care what y'all talking about. I already repented a long time ago. And I've been good. Why do you think I'm on all these fastings? See what you think. Y'all don't know my secrets. My 21-day fast and my 7-day fast, man. I'm telling you that. I'm telling you secrets. You got to do those things to cleanse the soul, to cleanse the mind. But I'm just saying that, you know, that y'all has taught me and things, that when things happen like that, don't be ashamed. That these laws, statutes, commandments, judgments, precepts, we got to take heed. There's reason why we do these things. Sometimes we don't understand, but it's not for you to understand sometimes. To get the revelation, if it takes you a year to 2 years to 5 years to 10 years to get the revelation, so be it, but be faithful. You know, if it takes 10 years to get his answer, think about that. Abraham wasn't faithful. That's why they had Ishmael. I don't want you to bite me up, man. Did you just nigga yet, man? I don't want you to bite me up. That's a joke, bro. You know what I'm saying? But why Abraham? You know, y'all promised him a child, and Sarah said, no, you have a child for me, so you take my handmaid, my maid Hagar. And that's why it happened. And now they had a son. You know, and he didn't wait for his answer. Same here. God will take his time with us. We got to be faithful until he answers us. If it's 5 years, 10 years, I don't know how long I forgot. Was it 10 or 15 years before he had Isaac? I forgot. But it's saying that with his law, statute, commandments, and judgments, precepts, if you don't get your answer, just be obedient. You don't know why I cannot eat bacon right now. Why I can't do this right now. You know, saying that as a little kid growing up, I understand I wanted a go-kart. Miguel's age, man, 5 years old, 6 years old. I wanted a go-kart. I rode in my first go-kart. I nagged my mama and dad until I was age 12, 13, till they gave me my go-kart. But I didn't understand the reason why. They say you're too small, you're too small. I didn't know I was too small, but it means I couldn't handle that go-kart. A little 3.5 horsepower go-kart, I couldn't handle it. But I wanted one, but I didn't understand the reason why I couldn't get one. to age 12, 13, I understood right now that I was age ready to drive it. Down streets, down the roads, public driveways, and all that stuff. Roads where I can drive and handle it and don't get no accident. Don't run it like my friend, run up under a car, with a go-kart, you know. But what I'm trying to get at, go ahead, sir.
We're going to have to go.
That's fine. I'm glad you was here already. You did good.
Okay.
You know, I ain't mad at you. You gotta go. I'm proud of you. You came to the house of y'all. You understand? Came to the house of y'all. I'm proud of you. Brother Chris, I pray that you continue on coming back.
Okay.
Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.
Brother Larry, glad, man.
Yes, sir.
Continue on.
Yes, sir.
All right. But like I said, law, statute, commandment, judgment, precepts. Sometimes we don't understand, but it's not for us to understand yet. God wants us to be obedient. He wants us to stay obedient. Stay obedient to His word. Stay obedient to His laws. Stay obedient to His commandments. Until He gives us our answer. He's going to give it to you. I don't know when He's going to give it to you, but He's going to give it to you. And then once He gives it to you, you're going to say, okay. But He wants to see how loyal or how faithful you're going to be. That's what He wants. Loyalty. Faithful. I can put it right there. Thank you, Yahusha. Adam and Eve. He didn't tell the reason why they couldn't have that tree. Knowledge, good and evil. Satan had to lie to them. Y'all didn't say nothing to him about that tree. He just said, don't take no part of it, lest you die. And if they would have waited all those years and never take part of it, y'all would have told the reason why. Yahuwah would have told them. All they had to do is ask Yahuwah too. You ever see where they never asked Yahuwah why not? I ain't seen it. Did y'all see it yet? That's what I just got that revelation. And they would ask Yahuwah, Yahuwah would have told them. This is the reason why you can't. You would know too much. You couldn't handle it. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 4. Huh? What'd you say, Elder? They could handle it? All right. There you go. All right. Brother Mike, there's Bibles up there. Go get your Bible, man. You got to read. You got to get on this. Sorry, sir. You old. I'll get on you. You baptized now. You in my lane now. You didn't get baptized. I can't really work with you hard. But since you got baptized, Sister Malia used to, you got to get it. I love you. I work on Malachi a little bit later. All right? Thank you. That's right. In this house, we learn. Learn to get it so you read for yourself. Y'all already did the important thing. Now you got to learn about your Abba. You got to learn about him. We're going to read chapter 4 now. Deuteronomy chapter 4. Now, therefore, hearken, O Yisrael, unto the statutes and unto the judgment which I teach you, for to do them, that you may live, and go and possess the land which Elohim Yah of your fathers giveth you. You shall not add unto the offering which I command you, neither shall you diminish aught from it, that you may keep the commandments of Elohim your Yah, which I commanded you. Your eyes have seen what Elohim did because of Balapor. For all the men that follow Balapor, Elohim your Yah has destroyed them from among you. And we're going to talk. Let's go to Numbers 25. We're going to talk about that real quick. He talked about this one situation that happened. All right? And we're going to talk about, remember we talked about Balak one time, and Balaam and Balak one time. Balak wanted Balaam to curse Yisrael because they was coming in their land, and he thought they were going to take the whole land out. Well, he already knew they was coming that way, but they didn't do it yet. So he hired up Balaam. He was a divination. He was a sorcerer. He had familiar spirits, and he wanted to curse them. So y'all told Balaam, you ain't going to curse these people. These people are blessed. He told him, don't even go with them. You already told him, don't even go. But the second time Balak came to him. He came with more prestige, man, with money and everything else. And they offered him something. So Balaam disobeyed Yah and went with the man. Then Yah was going to take out Balaam by putting a Malachi in front of him with a sword and was going to take him out. But Yah used the mule, the donkey, you know what I'm saying, to save his butt. He only seen the Malachi with the angel sword. So the donkey didn't want to die. So the donkey kept on going, hitting the walls and falling down on his legs and being stubborn. So he got mad at the donkey and started whipping him, started beating him. Then Yah opened up the donkey's mouth and asked him, "Why you hit me when I'm faithful from the start? Why you hit me?" He said, "Because you're stubborn and you're not doing right." Then Yah opened up his eyes and he seen the Malachi about to kill him with the sword. Then he cried out. And Yah asked him, "Why did he do this?" He says, and then like he said, he told him, if we went for the donkey, Yah would have killed you right then and there. But he says, this time, you do what I tell you to do. Okay, he did. But see, Balaam was slick. He got amongst the people. He had the people come and make them sin. Instead of him cursing them. So when he went to the people, he had them following their gods. He had them sleeping with their women and doing everything else to cause the sin against Yah. And that's how he got the people to be cursed. Instead of him cursing them, he got them to curse their own self by following their own sin, by getting back into sin. That's why he talked about. Let's go to Numbers 25. We go there real quick, and I go back to Deuteronomy chapter 4. It says right here, verse 2, and they called the people unto the sacrifice of their gods. And the people did eat and bowed down to their gods. And Yisrael joined himself unto Baal-peor. And the anger of Elohim was kindled against Yisrael. And the Elohim said unto Musa, take all the heads of the people and hang them up before Elohim against the sun, that the fearsome anger of Elohim may be turned away from Yisrael. And Musa said unto the judge of Yisrael, slay ye every one of his men that were joined unto Baal-peor. And behold, one of the children of Yisrael came and brought unto his brother a Midianitish woman in the sight of Musa, in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Yisrael, who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, and the son of Aaron, the priest saw it, he rose up from amongst the congregation, took a gyre in his hand, and he went after the man of Yisrael into the tent, and thrust both of them through, the man of Yisrael and the woman through her belly, so the plague was stayed for the children of Yisrael. Now stop. You hear that part right there? The people of Baal-peor had caused the people of Yisrael to sin. Idols. And that's what we're talking about. Idols has called those people to sin. You know, and that's why I was talking about how Balaam infected the people of Yisrael. Even though he could not curse them, he put around the people that already worship idols. They already worship idols. So he got the people of Yisrael to sin with the same idols. Let's go back to Deuteronomy. Like I said, I'm just talking about idols and like graven images. And we'll be discussing on that. Why it's a curse. And why we are cursed today in America. People, we are in the rock of Mesarine, the spiritual part of Mesarine. You know, I'm sharing why we are cursed. I continue on reading. We can find out. Excuse me. Okay. Verse 4. But you that did cleave unto Elohim your Yah are alive, every one of you this day. Think about cleave. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Elohim my Yah commanded me. that you should do so in the land whether you go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom. Look at verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great, who have Yah so near unto them, as Elohim or Yah is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is so great that has statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day? Only take heed to yourself and keep your soul diligently, lest you forget these things which thine eyes have seen, and lest thou depart from your heart all the days of your life. But teach them your sons